Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome. It's David Hodge. All right, brothers and sisters. Attack after attack after attack after attack after attack. This war in the Middle East, it's not coming to an end, brothers and sisters. It's not cooling down. It's getting hot. Hotter and hotter and hotter. Things are getting worse and worse. Which brings me to the point that we are heading to the time of unprecedented trouble. A time like no other, and never will there be. A time of intense darkness, brothers and sisters. It says that day will bring darkness, not light. In that day you will be like a man who runs from a lion, only to meet a bear. Escaping from the bear, he leans his hand against a wall in his house, and he is bitten by a snake. Yes, the day of the Lord will be dark and hopeless, without a ray of joy or hope. That is where we are headed, brothers and sisters. We should set up for your enemies, the devil, Massa, America. These things are coming to America. What you're viewing in the Middle East is coming to America. It says millions of men's hearts will be failing. Men's hearts failing them from fear. Heart attacks. And the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth. Coming to America. The fall of America. The end of America. Total economic collapse. Says, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Meaning the war with Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels, and Michael and his angels being victorious. The God, Iran and Syria, will defeat the House of Assad, the dragon, his angels, American Britain kicked out, false Israel isolated, put under siege, then destroyed, which will shatter this entire reality. The powers of the heavens will be shaken. And they will be eliminated, brothers and sisters, which will change your life as you know it forever. And it says men's hearts will be failing them from fear. Heart attacks from the anticipation of what's going on over there, coming here. Worse than anything you know, brothers and sisters, any severe recession, any Great Depressions, any world wars, any Holocaust, any of the things that's tragic that you've seen in life, that you've seen on TV or stuff that you've seen that's been horrible in your lifetime that you've experienced from watching and saying, man, and that was terrible. Any bombings or any, you know what I'm saying, anything that has happened, mass shootings, any murdering, you know, it says it's going to be way worse than that, brothers and sisters. Men's hearts will be failing them, literal heart attacks. Driving down the road, having a heart attack while going 80 miles per hour, crashing into other vehicles, crashing into warehouses, factories, houses, stores, worshiping centers, schools, planes coming out of the sky, hitting mountains, trains, infrastructures, causing more damage, people operating heavy machinery, having heart attacks, crashing into workers, crashing into hazardous objects. And this is just from the anticipation of something that's coming, anticipation of what's going to come. I mean, it hasn't even arrived. You just see it. They're having heart attacks. And this is all coming here. That's why we're giving you a heads up on what's taking place, brothers and sisters, so we can reduce the impact of it affecting you. So you don't have a heart attack. Because the world's going to be in for a shock. But we want to reduce that shock for you, brothers and sisters. Warn you, forewarn you. Tell you that we're in a time of judgment. That's what it says. Genesis chapter 15, that after the 400 years, our enemies will be judged. Which came in right on time. It was 1619, 2019. That's 400 years. 2020, boom. That's the completion of 2019 when 2020 came. That was a year of judgment. So-called COVID-19. Said the plague that would kill the firstborn and the elderly. Right, meaning the elderly. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Exactly what it did. And it was also taking out the devils. It said, pass over those with the lamb's blood, which we are. Meaning you had to be original, like the lamb, which we are original. Devils, they're not original. So they shut down their whole economy because it was affecting them. Backfire. Something that they was hoping that would affect us, affected them. All things would fail. That's exactly what's happening in their reality today. They think that they have everything under control. Their propaganda is backfiring. It's not working anymore. Their insults, their threats, their initial attacks that has caused things to escalate and be much worse. There is no end to this. There is no peace. There's no peace agreements, no negotiating, no making things better. The time's over with. Now it's time for destruction, elimination of the parties that's helping false Israel, along with false Israel's destruction. And along with false Israel's destruction comes our attack / unity. You say what? We're gonna unite from an attack, huh? Right. Exactly what they're trying to prevent is exactly going to take place once they attack us, brothers and sisters. And you may ask, why? Why are they attacking us? Why? What do we do? You did exactly what you've always done. Be the black man and woman of America, God's chosen people. which they've cursed. And it said, curse those who curse God's people. So they're cursed, brothers and sisters. So they're guilty of the crime of cursing God's people, which comes with judgment. So their job is to escape that judgment. Their goal and mission is to eliminate you so they can get away with judgment. They want to get away with what's coming their way. And you are the problem because you are the evidence of their crime. You are their judgment. So they're rushing to get rid of you. In the fact that we know that false Israel is going to be destroyed, we know in fact that your attack, that's a permanent idea. So it's not going anywhere. They have to attack us. Why? Because they have to attack us because false Israel is about to be destroyed. So it's not as if they haven't been trying to. They already been doing things, implementing things to destroy our people, brothers and sisters. I'm saying now it's become the situation has become more acute, more severe, more, they have to do it now. They have to make a move now, because of the point of false Israel is about to be destroyed. And that's what's keeping us down. That's from keeping us from finding out who we are. Because false Israel is not who they claim to be. The ones claiming to be Jews, they're Satan. It says the one who has synagogue of Satan. The angel, Satan would masquerade as an angel of light. So they're not who they claim to be. So America and Britain were the ones who established them in 1948 to counter our claim as being the true seed of Abraham. Because they were, as I explained, they were cursing. They were cursing God's people, which comes with judgment. Their judgment, their end of their paradise. So what they made an alternate solution. They placed false Israel in Palestine. They forced that situation and found somebody else to bless and called them God's people so that they would be in return blessed. They try to rewrite the story so they can justify and reason their curse, their actions of cursing you. Now you're black, cursed black, meant to be slaves forever. That they did you a favor that God wouldn't even do for you. That they took you out of the wilderness, right? Or you was savages who needed to be civilized. And all these terrible things that they say about us, which is not true. You're the most intelligent people on the planet, brothers and sisters. You are the creators. They're just people who improvise from our creation. And they stripped us of all knowledge. So now you feel like, nah, that's not true, brother. We see what's going on. We see it's the devils, man. The devils, man, they got everything on lock. They're the ones making sure we're good, this and that, right? Yeah, because we put them in position to do so. Everything that they learned it from us. Everything that they have, they got it from us. Everybody is surviving off our people, brothers and sisters. Whether you believe it or not, it's the truth, which will be exposed shortly. The devils know that they're worthless. They know that they only have horizontal knowledge and wisdom, and that's as far as they can go. That's why they keep, you see, because we can go all the way up. We can go up, knowledge and wisdom. They can only play on that horizontal plane. You see, improvising from what we already given them. They can never create anything. They can never create anything past the level that they're on. That's as much as they can do. Manipulate and play with what they got. That's why they keep us below their thinking level, so they can maintain control over you. Because you can rise above them, which means they'll have no control over you. So that's the trick. The trick is to keep you from finding out that you can rise above them. Before I go off into that, the focus was false Israel being destroyed. They can't allow that to happen. They can't allow that to happen first. Because as I explained, that's what's keeping you from knowing who you are, from keeping you from rising, which you arise is their destruction. So false Israel is destroyed, and that means there's nothing holding you down. False Israel, they are the momentum that's holding our nation, the original nation, down, brothers and sisters. And once they're eliminated, that means you will rise up. That means you will now be able to see things for what they really are. And that's what they do not want. Because if you do that, now you see that they are the guilty party. They are the devils. They did exactly what God told them not to do. Don't touch this tree. Don't touch my people. Don't do this and do that, or you'll surely die. Now they know that death is in their right. That's their future now. Death, judgment, wrath, vengeance, payback. You see? No escape. And that's what they don't want. They don't want to wake up a bunch of lions that they've oppressed, made miserable, tormented, threw their babies to gators, burnt them alive, cut them up, gorged them, knocked their teeth out their mouth, shoved shit down their throat, raped their women, produced their black-faced children, demons, infested our nation with cancer, completely dehumanized us past imaginable. And they don't want you to know that. And they can't have you pushing your vision. The Abraham covenant, Genesis chapter 15. They can't have you finding out you got a reward. Because it said the people without a vision will perish. So if you find out you got a vision, now it's more likely now that you're not going to perish, which is not their intention. Their intention is to make sure you do. Because how do you know? Because they would just give it to you and let you make the decision. But everything that they have in place is set up against that. The preachers, the pastors and the preachers, they don't tell you about your vision. These demons, they think just like Massa. They hate you. They love their fathers, their devil fathers. So they think They naturally think like them anyway because they got the same mind, same brain, same nature. So they carry out the same actions, maybe a little different, but it's all headed the same direction, which is to eliminate us. So, with this being said, brothers and sisters, they're coming to attack. I gotta stay focused on that. The attack that they have planned for us is a permanent attack that they are going to initiate once false Israel goes under siege. And once they are isolated and surrounded for their destruction. Once American Britain get kicked out of the Middle East, they're going to attack all blacks, all, even their children, their black-faced devil, right? They're devils and black-skinned children. They're going to attack all blacks. They're not going to try to figure out if you're original or you're one of their children. No. It's easier just to attack all blacks, to get rid of all blacks. During this time, it says don't hesitate. Say flee. It say when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, once this happened, American Britain get kicked out, and that sets up that configuration, that sequence during that time where they're isolated, under siege, and surrounded by armies. It says flee, 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 flee. It says don't hesitate, don't go back to get your baby. Now you picture that in your mind. Picture you out and about, and now it's on the news or whatever the case may be to attack all blacks. They're your enemies. They're existential threat against you. Telling devils to attack you. Breaking news that you are a terrorist or you are to be eliminated by law. And during this time, it said you can't go back to get your baby. So picture that in your mind. You far away. We talking about 40 minutes away from your home or from the daycare or wherever your baby is. You can't even go back to get your baby. So whoever hands the baby is in, that's who the baby's with. So your baby's life is in the hands of whoever you left it in. So if it's a devil, your baby is good as dead. Because they're going to follow those orders. All that stuff goes out the window once they find out that they're in danger. That they are the ones, you're the ones that's about to cause them to go to hell. That you're going to rain judgment on them. You become their enemy. Overnight, in a blink of an eye, you become their enemy. And this is the severity of that matter. A lot of our people are going to lose their loved ones, their family members, their kids, because this message did not reach them. It says, my people are lost from the lack of knowledge. From what knowledge? Knowledge do you speak of? Talking about generational wealth? You talking about stocks and bonds? You talking about high-level conversations of the 12th dimension, voodoo doo-doo? Talking about the law of attraction? What you talking about? No, none of that. See, because everybody got their minds occupied with everything else but the knowledge that they lack for this time. It says the knowledge, my people lost from the lack of knowledge of this time. The Injil, the gospel for this time, the information that will save your life, your loved ones' lives, your family's life, the information needed to see where you're headed, see where you're going, see your enemies. Get the hell out of here. Prepare yourself to go home and escape this judgment which is set for your enemies. That's the knowledge that our people lack. The truth for this time. Your mind. It's your mind. This is your mind. The judgment of your enemies is your mind. You say, that sounds cruel, right? That's mathematics. It's cold. And that's where we are in time. Submission time is up. We already did that. We already submitted to Adam. We did that, brothers and sisters. Job well done on that. We did it. Now we're in a different time. We're in a time of vengeance, wrath, time of payback. Do unto them as was done to you, which is the will of God. The command is given to his people. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Payback. You see? And you are the ones to do it. Somebody knock out your tooth. Now it's time for you to do the same. Nobody else did it. Nobody else can do it but you. You're the one to do it. You're the personification of their judgment. It's you who have to do it. So you can't escape. You can't go nowhere. You can't try to escape from you doing it. It's you who has to do it. So, for example, they put their mind on us. They oppose us with their mind. They put us in hell with their mind. So now, that's exactly what you'll be doing. You'll be getting your mind and using your mind against them and opposing it on them. Do unto them as was done to you. That's why you have to get rid of their mind. The devil's mind. It's totally against you. You're destroying yourself with it. You have to do away with that and get your mind. The Injil. The gospel. Upload this information of the unsealed scriptures. The guidance for this time, which is the destruction for your enemies. That's your mind. Now you can be successful in the command given to you. Do unto them as was done to you. Now you realize that you're at war. You see? Before you was inflicting harm on yourself. Self-imposed. You were hurting yourself. Now it's time to wake up from that nightmare that they call the American dream. It's fake. It's not real. You can see now all the enemies that's totally against you. You can see exactly that devils and demons ain't spooks and spirits. They're physical people. You can see where you're going. You can see the truth. Now you can lift out your people that's in danger. Help share the information and get your brothers and sisters to safety. helping them see the roadblocks and the hideous individuals who mean them no good. You can put them out of those rain clouds that's raining on our people and let them know. See, that's the devil. Those are, you see, you can get out of that situation. They're no longer in control. They're just walking. They're just here. They're just like a bull. You don't have to stay in that arena with them taunting the bull. You just get the hell out the way. Stay out the arena. You understand? They no longer have that control over you. You don't have to keep running around letting this bull stick his horns in you. No, we don't have to play that game with you. We invest our energy in ourselves, in our vision, in our discipline. And we get the hell out of here, which is what is intended for you. Not all the hell that's to come here. Like I explained, that's for your enemies. It says there be no good news. Domino effect of bad news, constant. They'll go get it'll be constant bad news, one after another. Never anything good to say. Total darkness. No guarantee of things getting better. Total uncertainty. Total chaos. Destruction. Dark. No food. No water. No gas. No oil to run this economy. Nothing working. No internet. No electricity. No electronics. Nothing working, brothers and sisters. Severe social unrest. People freezing to death in the dead of winter. There's no energy for heating. We're past the oil price. We're past things spiking and the energy crisis. It's the total economic collapse. People starving to death. But it said death never comes. Something that's never happened here. It says women will give birth in silence. A woman would give birth in silence just to eat the birth of her child and the afterbirth. To eat her child in the afterbirth. Now, any woman that has given birth know that that's an intense situation to give birth in silence. Oof. Had to be very quiet. Why it hurts like hell while you giving birth. All not to cuddle your baby and love your baby, but to indeed eat your baby. It said the most tender-hearted man wouldn't have compassion for his wife or his children. The most honest, sweet guy you know, big, sweet guy, or a small guy, don't matter what kind of guy he is, who wouldn't even hurt a fly. Well, he's hurting his own wife and children. Snap his wife and children's neck just to slap them on the dinner table so he can survive. Said children to be gray-headed. That's never happened in this history. In history, you've never seen children gray-headed. That's intense. Why? because they'll be stressed out extremely, running, hiding from their parents because their parents are trying to eat them. And what does it put you at, brothers and sisters? Since we're talking about people eating individuals, because there won't be any food. So when people talk like, "I'll never do that. I'll never do this," you can't say what you're going to do and what you're not going to do when an unprecedented situation occurs. Meaning your limits is being tested. Your senses are being tested. You're under intense pressure. Things have changed. Things have heightened. Your senses have intensified. Your stomach has touched your spine. You are now in a survival state, instinct, mindset with adrenaline, constant adrenaline, and starvation. You are in survival mode. So people don't know what the hell they're going to do. They've always had it their way. They've always had 8 to 10 meals that they could a day, snacks in between meals, right? They had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They had snack between each meal, even ice cream and cookies at night, and any type of flavored drinks. You don't know what the hell you're going to do. You don't have nothing, literally nothing. And your stomach is touching your spine, and you're aching from hunger. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't know how you're going to react. But we know that you have to eat to sustain your life. So they're going to be eating people, brothers and sisters. They're going to resort to cannibalism because there will be no food here, no trading, no none of that. This place would be it'll be isolated by itself. Nobody be helping America. All their friends will turn on them. NATO is going to turn on them to save their own butts. Partner with Russia to save their own skin. Get that oil they need for their economy so they can thrive and keep moving and surviving. America's going to be here, starving, resorting to cannibalism. And I explained, or I was saying, well, where did that put you at, brothers and sisters? What does that mean for you? If they're eating their own children, eating their own neighbors, you know what I'm saying? They plan on eating elderly people, disabled people. They don't care. Anybody mentally impaired. They plan on eating insects, rodents, rats, roaches, cats, dogs, shit, literal poop. They even plan on eating piss and shit. Right. That's all they have to eat once it gets to that point. But I'm saying, well, where did that put you at? That puts you first in line on the dinner table. Because by law, you're classified as an animal. You're like, what? I'm a human. Right. But in their constitution, that's not what it says. By law, you're 3/5 of a human or a person, which means that you're ruled and classified as an animal. So by law, they can justify eating you. And that's another one of their plans, which they will initiate on blacks. They'll eat you first. Because they're planning. This is already in their plan. So you'll be the first person they slap on their dinner table. That's why we're giving you this information, hoping you can that it reaches you, so you can have a heads up, so you know what the hell's going on, so you see your enemies, so you don't be indeed your own enemy, so you can make the right decisions. You have better information to make better decisions instead of going into booby traps or going into setups, snares, getting snatched up with bad information given to you by your enemies. You'll be able to make better decisions based off the information given to you, brothers and sisters. So this is how dark this time will be. It's going to be bad, worse than anything you ever seen, worse than anything you ever know. You know, or anything that you could fathom. And it's not for you. This you've already done. You've already suffered that. You've already went through that during the Holocaust, during our true experience, which was horror. 400 years of horror that they call so-called slavery. It was horror. You went through that. You went through that already, brothers and sisters. Being separated from your families, being tortured and tormented, made miserable, raped, treated like animals, sodomized, castrated, dismantled, disemboweled, mutilated, decapitated, amputated, hung, starved, cut open. You know what I'm saying? You went through that already, brothers and sisters. Made unrecognizable. You've went through these things. And that was the worst thing that has ever happened in history. And we're headed to a time that's going to be worse than our own experience. Mm. Mm. That's breathtaking. Mm. So it will be in your best interest to invest in your vision, invest in your ticket out of here. Because you don't want to be here once all these things kick off, brothers and sisters. You don't want to be staying here associated with your enemies, claiming to be with your enemies, claiming to be with the wrong people. You want to be with the right people, your people, headed the right direction instead of going the wrong direction, getting sucked into this reality, sucked into the deception of this reality, which is coming to an home, which is coming to an end. It's going to be burnt. This whole reality is going to be engulfed in flames, consumed in flames, brothers and sisters. So that means there is no future here. So it means anything you invest in here, along with yourself, will be burnt up and destroyed along with this reality. So you're better off investing in yourself, investing in your mind, getting your mind back, turning around and headed the right way. Increase and invest in your discipline. Which we know we have the 5 mathematical pillars of Islam, which is your power and your protection for this time against all evil. So you invest in the right direction. Which is getting the hell out of here and applying your discipline and downloading, uploading the mind necessary to go home. Since we're going home, brothers and sisters. So what's to come and the things that's going to happen, that's the tribulations, which will be a makeup test for us, brothers and sisters. So we will be here during this time. There's no escape from that. That's part of the purification process. This is part of the purification process that we must go through to be 100%. You have to be 100% before you can go home, brothers and sisters. So it's no escaping 100%. You have to be made prepared for your return. You can't go home with the devil's mind, or you put yourself back in horror. You make hell for yourself again, or you'll just cause a bunch of chaos and destruction. And we're supposed to be going home to a kingdom that will last forever, paradise, promised land, the new ark, the new Jerusalem. All things will be made new, and it be the reality is going to be more intense. Meaning you have to have a higher level of thinking, so you have to have your mind there, because you can't enter there with the devil's mind. It won't be accepted, or it should be like a gorilla, some type of monkey or ape in that reality, out of touch with reality, out of sync with it. Everlasting shame of appallment, being right, having shame, everlasting shame, literally. You'd be like a person that you never upgraded. So you'll be like an animal, literally. You can't even communicate with people. You're totally out of touch. You're still talking about stuff that was in the past. You're not connected with what's going on. You never made it through that. You never made it out of that situation. In your mind, you never upgraded. You kept the devil's mind and try to make it to the new reality and couldn't connect, couldn't survive, couldn't adjust, couldn't communicate. So now you'd be like a embarrassment, a shame. Right. You know what I'm saying. So that's the point of uploading, getting your mind back, downloading, uploading your mind, and getting in touch with the new reality. That's where we headed. So you can be successful in it, and you don't be made to be everlasting shame and appallment. You want to have everlasting life. You want to be successful. You want to enjoy your paradise by making it. You make your own paradise with your mind. And you need a good one. Where we going? So you can make it for yourself. You'll be the one doing it. No one there to stop you from doing what you like to do. As long as it's right. As long as it's beneficial to the body, it's fine. So either way it go, brothers and sisters, you don't want to stay here in the land of your imprisonment, about to receive your enemy's judgment. It says you'll be a fool to stay here in the land of your imprisonment. Literally. You literally have a choice, a second option. You don't have to stay here and suffer with your enemies. You've already suffered. You're now at that finish line, brothers and sisters. You're just that close. Now you got to do this last part. Getting the hell out of here. That's the last part, getting the hell out of here. doing what's necessary and doing what's required to get the hell out of here, because that's what it's going to take. That's why it says you got to be 100%. It's going to take 100% commitment to get the hell out of here. But either way it go, you're getting out of here, because we're not leaving without you, brothers and sisters. We love our whole body. We love bits and pieces of it, or certain individual pieces of it. We love more. As long as I got my brain and my face and I'm good. As long as I got my hands, I can do it without my legs. No, we don't think like that. We need every part of our body. The butt, the nails, all that. Lips. You see? Every part of our body is important. And we're not leaving without you, brothers and sisters. He said, come out of her. Come out of America. My people. So that you will not share in her sins. That's her consequence. So that you will not receive any of her plagues. That's her destruction. It's America's destruction. For her consequence, her sins are piled up to the heaven. Not only in the earth, not only in mid-heaven, but has reached the heaven. Meaning she has disrupted and corrupted and caused distraction. She has caused a disturbance in all nations. She has caused problems and consequence. She will be receiving consequence from all nations. Everybody. She went out killing, stealing, and destroying, and it has reached the heaven. It means all nations are involved with her receiving consequence. Even in the heaven, they've reached the heaven. And all over the place, all regions of the world. And it said God has remembered her crimes. Meaning you can't get away with consequence. You reap what you sow. It says give back to her as much as she has given. Pay her back double. Pay her back double for what she has done. Pour her a double portion 2 times from her own cup, from her own hands. She did it. America, you did it. It's something you did. So you can't blame anybody else. This is called accountability. It said give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. In her heart, she boasts, I sit enthroned as queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Therefore, in one day, her plagues will overtake her. Death, mourning, and famine. We know famine. There's no food, no water, no gas, no wool, no this, no that. Total economic collapse. Death. Said death. That's China and India. Said the children of her eyes should kill in death. That's talking about the firstborn. Britain going to war with China. And after China blow through Britain, they'll be coming to America to enslave and make them miserable and torch this place, which is their mourning, their elimination. That's the end of them. So this time, America will be consumed by fire. For mighty is the Lord God who judges her, who did not forget her crimes, and will be given her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. This time will be very intense, because it'll be compressed into 1 year, brothers and sisters. That's intense. That's severe. That's extreme. Literally squeezed into 1 year. You can't even fathom that. Everything that they did to us, 400 years of horror, squeezed and compressed into 1 year. That's unprecedented. hopeless, dark, dark, without a ray of joy or hope, starving to death, but death never comes. Being so healthy and recovering from situations that should have killed you, only having piss to drink and feces, shit to eat, on top of having the urge and sex drive of rabbits, which never ends. Like Energized Bunny, you just keep going and going and going and going, but there's no end, no satisfaction, while starving to death, only having people to eat. And when you don't have people to eat, now you have shit and piss to eat. This is hell at its finest. See, what they wished upon us will now be upon them. And when all this is happening, like I explained, China and India will invade America, making them miserable, treating them like animals, raping them, torturing, tormenting them, abusing them. You see? Doing all the things that was done to us. And that China also getting their payback for what they've done to them. They didn't forget. So they'll be dehumanizing them, oppressing and tormenting them. And then their death after all these things. And a lot of them still be made slaves. They have to go into servitude. So, brothers and sisters, you're given a choice to make. The choice is always yours. No one is here to force you to do anything. It's your decision. Your decision is yours to make. You can stay here in hell and suffer the same consequence as your enemies for joining and participating and right claiming and being a part of their body, which means if you're a part of their body, that's association. So you're charged with the same crime and judgment as them. Or you can invest in yourself, invest in your vision, turn it around, go the right direction so you don't hit a brick wall, and invest in where you're headed. Invest in yourself, your discipline, get your mind back, get prepared to be 100%. The tribulation is a test, not a curse, which will purify you to 100%. Time for you to go back in the oven and finish baking. So if you had 80, you need 20. If you had 70, you need 30. If you're 60, you need 40. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be 100% before you can return home, brothers and sisters. So the lower you are in that number, the more intense it will be. But you're going to survive. The point is to get out of here with all your body parts, with all your limbs, with everything. You want to go home hopping around, limping around. Nobody's going to be pushing you. Nobody's going to be pushing you in wheelchairs, hooking you up to machines and make sure that you are okay. That's not paradise, brothers and sisters. Paradise is everything. Everybody's functioning for themselves and making paradise for themselves. And we as a whole are enjoying one another's paradise with no conflict, no interference, no, you know what I'm saying? None of that. And how this reality works. It'd be like a meritocracy based off the abilities of the people. We all, you know what I'm saying? Everybody just do what they love to do and you enjoy with others. If you like that paradise, I mean, you enjoy that, you enjoying other people's paradise. If that's what you choose to do, you get what I'm saying. But nobody's here to force you to love what I love. You don't love this. If you don't love French vanilla, I'm not forcing you to. You like you like strawberry. I got you. If you do enjoy French vanilla, yeah, here it is. So that's where we at, brothers and sisters. So keep in mind what I shared and make that decision. Okay, brothers and sisters. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum.